So the Z model, it just is a prompt for us to be mindful of using all of those cognitive functions, even if they're not represented in our type. So it's probably a little hard to draw a diagram on a podcast, but look, if listeners can imagine.
I'm looking forward to seeing you try.
Oh, I'll
illustrate
see if I
in
can
our minds. I'll close my
illustrate
eyes.
Okay,
Go ahead,
all
talk
right.
us
So
through.
in terms of the Z model, so if we can picture the shape of a Z or a Z, and we're going to start with sensing, and then we're going to move across to intuition, and then down to thinking, and then finally across to feeling. So following this through, when we look to make decisions, we're encouraged to start with the perceiving functions of sensing and intuition first. So regardless of our own preferences, if I'm a sensing type, I also need to think about some of the intuitive aspects. If I'm an intuitive, I should also be thinking about some of the sensing. So I guess to make this a little more concrete, so we want to start off by asking some of those sensing questions first when making a decision, again, regardless of our type. So we want to know the facts. We want to know the costs. We want to know what's happened before, relevant historical examples. Once we've kind of gone through and we've understand the real concrete information about the current situation which we're looking at, we can then start to look at some of those more intuitive questions about other future possibilities. So to start to open up the possibility of considering new and different ideas, new and different approaches. So once we've been through that perceiving process of kind of considering different possibilities, different sources of information, we can then move into the judging functions or the more decision-making functions of thinking and feeling. So thinking comes next, where we want to ask those logical and objective questions. We want to weigh up the information, weigh up the different possibilities that we're considering. And this is then followed by perhaps feeling questions and looking at this decision that we're looking to make and to think a bit about it in terms of the impact on people. Are we supporting people? Have we equipped people with the skills in relation to this decision? Perhaps also to think through how this decision might align with our personal or organizational values. So again, the Z model can be really helpful for people or for a team to look at their own natural preferences and then to see what is their natural strength, but to make sure they're spending time on those preferences that perhaps aren't as represented within their own type or within the team's type.